Hello and good morning and welcome to Ashford Vineyard Sundays. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Vicky. I'm going to be your host this morning, and we are looking forward to a great morning of hearing what God is up to, hearing a bit about volunteering this morning, and we're so pleased you've joined us. So the first thing you need to do is share the feed if you are watching online. Even if you're in the room, it's now okay to get your phones out and share the feed. You can share the feed just so we can connect with a whole bunch more people. So share the feed. And then whilst you're doing that, if you're watching us online, we like to have a little question, bit of an icebreaker, get the morning started. And as we are talking about volunteering this morning, this is your opportunity to shout out to all of the wonderful places that you have volunteered in your life. So just tell us, where have you volunteered? What have you done? Which charity is it? This can be anything from Ashford Vineyard to your school to another national charity, really small local charities. Anything goes. Feel free to tag them so they get a bit of publicity this morning as well. And this morning is all about volunteering. So I want to know, where have you volunteered? What have you done? And what is the organisation that you have volunteered for that makes such a massive difference? So you've got 2 or 3 minutes to have a chat about that online. We're going to chat about that in the room as well. And then I will come back in 2 or 3 minutes to find out all of your amazing volunteering adventures. Don't forget to share the feed. Thank you so much. Hello, good morning everybody and welcome to Ashford Vineyard. If you've just joined us, we're talking this morning about where you volunteered. So what you've done, where you've been, what your organisation was, just as a way to get us started, because this morning we are talking all about volunteering and the impact that that can have on your life and your walk with Jesus. So my name's Vicky, I'm going to be your host this morning. Thank you for joining us. So just having a quick look through, I've volunteered at a big barbecue for 500 kids at youth outreach event about 20 years ago, Nigel. Great job. One day we'll have massive barbecues on the beach again for 500 people. Paul Thompson, medical cover at the London Marathon for many years. I know that Paul volunteers for St John Ambulance. Rich Deason says Ashford Together. Who else we've got? We've got Dover Vineyard and Ashford Youth Trust. I'm going to chuck my tuppence worth in. I've just trained as a volunteer vaccinator for St John Ambulance. Pretty excited about that. And Pilgrims Hospices. Woo! Love Pilgrims Hospices in our family. So volunteering is amazing. There is so many ways to get involved in so many different organisations. So we're going to have a great morning talking about that. So welcome everybody. You have found yourself at Ashford Vineyard Sundays. We are delighted you're here. If you haven't already, please share the feed so we can just connect with a whole bunch more people. We love to get to know people. So share the feed, let people know what you're doing this morning. We're going to have some worship this morning. We'll have a couple of celebration stories where we love to hear what God is doing in Ashford. And then we have a talk from the amazing Chris Tatton today. Woo woo! Oh, come on, everybody. Woo! Yes! So you can comment throughout this morning if you're watching on Facebook or Church Online or YouTube. You can pop some comments on there. We love to know what you're up to. We love to see you engaging with Jesus and your families this morning. So do pop some comments on there. And also, the link to Church Online is going to come up. Now, I would really encourage you, if you need prayer for anything today, copy and paste that link. You could do it like on your phone. If you're watching on your telly, do it on your phone. You don't have to stop watching. Head over to Church Online, where we have a team of people available to pray for you. It's a text chat with a real-life person who loves Jesus and wants to pray for you. So do copy that link. Head over to Church Online. You can do that at any point during the service or for a few minutes afterwards as well. And we would just love to pray for you. And I think that's it for now. So we're going to move into some worship. But first of all, I am just going to share, excuse me, looking at my phone, not scrolling Facebook. We've had a word this morning, which I'm going to read out. And whilst we're worshipping, if this is for you, then you will know. Whilst we're worshipping, talk to Jesus about it. If you want to pray with somebody, head over to Church Online and somebody will pray with you if you think this word is for you. But right before we go into worship, I'm just going to read this out. So this is from Nick. She says, I was praying this morning and felt that God said that there would be someone in the room or watching online, or more than one person, who have found that during this lockdown, something from their past has started to come back up again that they had long tried to forget. I felt like God was saying that he was allowing for this to come back into the present so that he could deal with it once and for all. The picture I had was that this person was dragging a weight around with them and had become so used to doing it that they hadn't even been noticing until recently when the weight had got much heavier. I then saw God come and cut off the chain between them and the weight, and they immediately felt lighter. I felt like ultimately God was being a comforter in the pain so that they could find a deeper level of freedom. So we're going to move into some worship, and if that's for you, then please just talk to Jesus about that this morning. Thank you.
Good morning. Would you like to stand and join with me? And we're going to come into the presence of God this morning.
Worthy of all the praise we could ever
the only one who can ever save. You are worthy of every breath we could ever breathe. We live for you. We live for you. Holy, there is no one like you. There is none beside you. Open up my eyes in wonder. Show not be shaken. We will not be shaken. For you are with us through it all. You are my champion. Giants fall when you stand undefeated. Every battle you've won. I am who you say I am. You crown me with confidence. I am seated in the heavenly place, undefeated, with the one who has conquered it all. You are my champion. Giants fall when you stand undefeated. Every battle you've won. I am who you say I am. Crown me with confidence. I am seated in the heavenly place, undefeated, with the one who has conquered it all. I've tried so hard to see it. Took me so long to believe it, that you choose someone like me to carry your victory. Perfection could never earn it. You give what we don't deserve, and you take the broken things, raise them to glory. You are my every battle you've won. I am who you say I am. You crown me with confidence. I am seated in the heavenly place, undefeated, with the one who has conquered it all. One thing I desire, only this I seek, just to dwell, dwell, dwell here forever. This will be my posture, laying at your feet, just to dwell, dwell, dwell here forever. Dearest Father, closest friend, most beautiful, most beautiful. Dearest Father, closest friend, most beautiful, most beautiful. One thing I desire, only this I seek, just to dwell, dwell, dwell here forever. This will be my posture, laying at your feet, just to dwell, dwell, dwell here forever. Dearest Father, closest friend, most beautiful, most beautiful. 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 There are no words, there's nothing left, all of it sings to you. There are no words, there's nothing left, all of it sings to you. There are no words, there's nothing left, all of it sings to you. same with just one look. Everything changes. I'm captivated. I'll never be the same. I'm so in love. I'm so in love with you. You're beautiful, so beautiful. I fix my eyes on you. You're beautiful, so beautiful. I'm so in love. I'm so in love with you. You're beautiful, so beautiful. I fix my eyes on you. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. With just one look, everything changes. I'm captivated. I'll never be the same with just one look. Everything changes. I'm captivated. I'll never be the same. I'll never be the same. I'll never be the same.
Just had a message from Liz who says that I feel someone other than me, that's Liz, is experiencing weird, inexplicable coincidences at the moment. Whoever that is, they might consider God is trying gently to get their attention and wants them to turn more to Him, seek Him out and find out how much He loves them. There is no shame nor hiding from His love. If that's you, we would love to pray for you. And as that song has said, you'll never be the same with just one look from our Father. Just one look is all it takes to have that weight fall off you, to have that baggage removed, and to have those coincidences explained by His love. If anything has spoken to you this morning through worship, whether that's either of those words from Nick or Liz, or just something you felt during this morning, then please talk to us. It's so hard. We know that there will be people in the room and people at home who are just like, what just happened to me? And we really want to come alongside you, to talk to you, to encourage you, to pray with you. So please, do get in touch in whatever way is best for you. We have phone, email, all the social medias. Church Online is there now. If you're in a circle, connect with someone in your circle and say, hey, when we were worshipping on Sunday, something happened and I want to know more about that. Just because we're not gathered together in a large group, it doesn't stop God moving. And He continues to move, and just one look from Him is all it takes. Thank you so much to the worship team this morning. Great job bringing us into the presence of Jesus. Thank you very much indeed. Fab. So good when God talks to us. So good. So at Ashford Vineyard, as you will know, we encourage you to get plugged into the community here at Ashford Vineyard in bringing life to Ashford. You can join a circle. There are small groups that meet during the week. They are still meeting. They are online, but they are still connecting with each other and connecting with Jesus. Join us on a Sunday morning, volunteering. We're going to hear more about that later, giving financially and following us on social media. All of this stuff still goes on. Lockdown, whatever, all of this stuff is still going on. We are still bringing life to Ashford. We are still connecting as a community, and we are still getting to know each other and getting to know Jesus. So do go on the website, follow us on Facebook, and just hear more about what's going on. This week alone, you've got Circles meeting online. We've just started a brand new Alpha course. Woo woo! Oh man, the woos are lacking this morning. We've just started a new Alpha course this week. Woo! If you don't know what Alpha is, it's a chance for a whole bunch of amazing people to come together and just ask some really straightforward questions like, will I go to heaven? And do I experience Jesus? And what's my purpose in life? So if you want to know more about Alpha, they're really straightforward for a Thursday evening. So if you want to know more about Alpha, drop us a line as well. We will have more courses running throughout the year. Renew and Storehouse are open this week. Coffee Club, Wednesday morning at 10:30. Woo! Josh over there, he works in coffee. 10:30 Wednesday morning online. I've never been. I work, so Wednesday morning at 10:30 doesn't work for me. But I've loved hearing about Coffee Club. It's brilliant. So that's 10:30 Wednesday morning, and all of the information about everything is on our website. Or give us a call. There's always someone here, Monday to Friday, answering the phones. Give them a call, have a chat. They'd love to say hi. Sorry, receptionists who are now just chatting on the phone all morning, which would be great. So what we love to do now every week is to celebrate what God is doing. That is why we are here, after all, bringing life to Ashford. And so we love to celebrate that. So this morning we are celebrating some of our aims. And some of the aims we're going to be celebrating today are increasing people's connection to God as a father, reducing the impact of poverty, and improving health and well-being by creating spaces where people feel they belong and can contribute. So, first of all, I'm going to welcome up Josh. Do you want to come up, Josh? Hang on. Which side do you want to go? You can go that side. I've actually got, if you can just come onto the stop, Josh. Woo. I don't actually know Josh's full story. I just heard that there was a story about your postman. So Josh,
story.
What happened?
Yeah, great. So we've had this story banked up for a few weeks now, and we like to share stories that are as most recent as possible, but this one happened earlier on in Generosity January, but still a great story that we'd love to share. So you will all know in Ashford that, and wider beyond, that there were a number of districts that were highlighted as particular problems for Royal Mail, that they actually said your post is going to be delayed, and Ashford was one of them, and that was due to coronavirus sweeping through the sorting offices and stuff like that. So we thought, why don't we just say a big thank you to our postmen? We've got two, a postman and a postwoman, and they are great, and so our postman in particular is so smiley and just friendly, and really, you know, when you're not seeing many other people in the day, it makes your day. So we thought, let's just say thank you to him. So we bought him like a Just Eat gift card thing,
nice,
and put it in a card, and just invited the kids to write some stuff, and just said thank you for what you're doing. And let's call him Dave. And that's not his actual name. And so one day I was leaving the house, because they're sneaky. They put things in the door and then they go. But
What, the postman puts something through your door and then leaves?
Yeah,
that's
sneaky,
probably good, Josh.
Sneaky. So anyway, I realised he'd been. So I ran after the road and I caught him. I was like, Dave, I just wanted to say thank you, and just gave him the card and just said just a big thank you for what you're doing. And in the process of chatting, and he worked out which house I was from and stuff, he said, and then it just opened up, and he said to me, "You won't believe how much this means." And so it turned out, from just the simple act of giving him a card, that he's been struggling with anxiety, obviously the demands of the job, and not knowing if he's safe. and it turns out he had a really serious illness in his family, and that he's just been dreading coming to work.
Yeah.
And so just a simple act of giving him something and saying, we're praying for you, we're part of a local church, we're doing some
Brilliant.
stuff. We want to say a big thank you. Just really open some stuff up.
Brilliant.
And, from a relationship of just knowing his name to
Yeah.
now being able to say, how are you doing? Is there anything we can pray
Brilliant.
for? And he didn't even know that we'd bought him a takeaway or anything at that point. So that is the postman story.
Brilliant. We love it. We love it. And what does that tell us about God's heart? Because that's what this is all about. You didn't give vouchers to the postman just because you're a nice guy. You did because you're a nice guy and you're a lovely family. But what does it teach us about God's heart?
I often think about the slyness of God, which is something we don't really talk about. But I love that God's like, oh, what about because I had no idea that the postman was, it was that David had anxiety or anything else was on, but God obviously did.
Yeah.
And so I like the twinkle in his eye
Brilliant.
about and just encouraging generosity. Yeah. And I love thinking about that and just
Brilliant.
how God sees stuff and how he smiles over that. I love that.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Josh.
Great.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
If you could put your microphone back down, step away slowly. Thank you so much. I love that story, and actually, I don't know whether Josh knows this or not, but I happen to know that Josh's postman is also the postman for 3 other families in the area that Josh lives, and Dave, we'll call him Dave, he actually spent half an hour at somebody else who's part of the Ashford Vineyard community, just chatting and sharing his story and feeling safe enough to just open up. So I don't want to necessarily... Can I name your area of Ashford? Yeah, Kennington. The Kennington Massive are doing a great job in loving their post workers. So really encouraging. Thank you so much, Josh. And then next, I am going to invite Sue Parker up, everybody. So round of applause for Sue, please. Yeah. Sorry, Josh, you didn't get a round of applause. Sorry. If you can grab the yellow microphone, and then, if you stay over there, I stay over here. But we are friends, so. So everybody, this is Sue. Sue, that's it. Turn a little bit so the people in the room can see you and the people at home. Sue is our wonderful Renew worker. So for those of you who don't know, Renew is our social supermarket. We started this back in September when God told us to. We had no idea what we were doing, but it has been awesome. So people can come in each week, and for very low cost, they get access to nutritious, good quality food, but also we love them more than they've ever been loved before, and we offer them a whole bunch of other support. They get to meet with people like Sue and all of Michelle and the other volunteers at Renew, and we want to see them move into a life which has lasting stability. So Renew is incredible. If you want to find out more, head to our website. But this morning, I've just asked Sue to share a couple of short stories.
She emphasises
Short stories. It should be on. They've got it.
Yeah.
Paul's got it out there. A couple of short stories about stuff that's happened in Renew recently and what God is doing. So tell us, Sue, what's happened?
To process it down is really hard because so many things have been happening. God is so good. When I first took this on, I always said, I love playing shops. But actually, it's not playing shops at all. We're in a really privileged position in Renew, and every time I come in, there's something that happens that wows me. God is in control, and that is good because I'm not. Basically, a story that I would like to share is of a guy that came in the early time, actually, of when we first started, about October time, and I can remember being really surprised that actually before he came in the door, Chris had prayed for him. Because he immediately opened up about health issues that he'd been suffering from. So although people are coming in on the food front because they're needy, he opened up there. And basically we've been going on that journey with him, and I finally, after a period of time, I realised that there was a lot more to the health issues underneath. And I said to him, he knows that I'm a Christian, and I said to him, would you like somebody to actually work with you on the spiritual side and the deeper stuff that is coming out? And he said, yes, please. So I set to try and find somebody. Oh, what a mission. It was so hard because I thought I need to get the right person. I prayed, and I that's why Chris is saying to me, really, just to sort of know who I could get from the family of God, because that was who I felt would help him. Anyway, last week I met with him and I thought, I still haven't found that person, and I've got to be honest with him because I can't shirt over it, but I wanted it to be the right person. Anyway, I was talking to him a bit more, and I told him, I said, look, I am praying for the right person to come along and help you. And then I said, maybe if you come to church, you know, somebody can pray with you here in the first instance, because he's got to go for nasty tests. And he then said to me, do you know ACF? I said, yes, I do. So he then said to me, do you know a guy called Jeff McCoy? Yes, I do. I said, actually, he comes here. So he then said to me, he asked me if he knew him, and he just said, and I said, actually, he was around my house last night bringing me a prawn curry because he'd made too much for himself. He nearly fell off the chair because it was such a random situation. Anyway, so I said, I'll leave it to you to get in touch with Jeff and tell him the news that you know me. And now he has opened up to Jeff, because Jeff's told me he's opened up, and they're praying, you know, going to be praying together. So that's one. The next one. Polish guy.
Polish guy.
Polish guy comes
Probably a tiny
in.
bit shorter this time.
That was the
I
longest.
That was the longest
That
one.
was the longest one.
And I wish we could stand up here all day. Sue and I were late starting this morning because we were just chatting about all of the God moments at Renew. Sorry.
That's it. So the Polish guy comes in. Another one Chris actually was able to pray for, got health issues. Lovely, lovely guy. When he was talking to me, he was saying how all his operations have been put on hold, and he's worried because he can't communicate what he needs. Anyway, I knew that I'd got another girlie who was Polish coming in that I'd spoken to, and I asked her, and she's met with him, and she's going to go with him to his hospital appointments, and it's all worked out really well. What was another one, quick?
No, I think that's good for now.
That's it. Rayanne,
we will have Sue back many more times.
Rayanne, I just got to say, Rayanne's here today, and she's going to be starting up her own, or hoping to start up her own catering business.
Brilliant.
We have on Thursday the farm people who come and
Kent Food Hubs.
Kent Food Hubs, and I've spoken. She doesn't know this yet, but I've spoken to them, and they're willing to actually put her stuff on the table for people to try. Anyway.
That is an amazing story. So I feel like we glossed over that. That's an amazing story. So we've met the lovely Rayanne. She is obviously extremely brilliant at catering, and now she's going to have the opportunity to sell what she is creating
God is so
through Renew, which we just did in obedience to God and had no idea what was going to happen.
It's a total privilege.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Sue. If you can pop your microphone down.
Just one more.
Come on, Sue.
Not a story. It's not a story.
It's not
a story. It's actually who we need from the family of God. Actually, are people to come alongside, so that I can say, Rayanne, I know the person that I can sit you with, you know, it's Rosie, or, you know, just somebody that can come alongside these people. A lot of the people are lonely, lost. It's not just food. It's not just finance.
Oh, absolutely.
So it's
very small part about
anybody
food.
who wants to come forward and actually buddy up with these people on a one-to-one. That's it.
Brilliant. Thank you, Sue. Can you put that on the stage? Thank you. And then back away. Thank you so much. Brilliant. Thank you to Sue and Josh. And actually, Sue segued nicely into the volunteering aspect there. They are the backbone of Renew. We couldn't operate Renew without volunteers. And the food is such a tiny, tiny part. Actually, Renew is about connection and about community and about people's lives being full of hope. So if you want to be part of that, then please get in touch with us. Call those receptionists who are here during the week. Let them know that you want to be involved. We're now going to move into our giving slot, which we're going to move through very swiftly. So this is the time when we encourage you with financial giving. Hopefully, a lot of you have moved your giving online at the moment. That would be our preferred way, and this is your way of investing in Ashford Vineyard to help make the impossible sustainable and continue to bring life to Ashford in ways like Renew. So I'm going to give you maybe like 10 seconds to read the stuff. You can text and you can get in touch in the week by emailing giving@ashfordvineyard.org if you want to set up a standing order. We've just had Generosity January, loads of stories coming out of that about financial giving. And then in about probably now 5 seconds, we're going to do some giving declarations. If you're in the room, if you would like to stand, and actually if you're at home, you can stand up, shake legs, move your shoulders, get ready for Chris Tatton's amazing talk. And we're going to declare over this money that is coming into Ashford Vineyard that God will just do amazing things with it. So join with me. As we give our money, we are believing God for heaven opened, your kingdom coming, storehouses unlocked, miracles created, our passion increased, dreams and visions, visits from angels, provision and resources, freedom received, people saying yes to Jesus, and Ashford transformed. Amen. Thank you all so much. Do take a seat. I am going to hand over to the wonderful Chris Tatton. Oh, come on, everybody.
Oh, thank you. Oh, hello, squeak. Good morning. Hello. Thank you. Right, let me just get myself. Cool. Right. Good morning. Right. I'm just going to pray. I just want to. Father God, I thank you for who you are. I thank you for the amazing stories that Sue and Josh have just told us about you bringing life and being life in Ashford. And yeah, as I chat about volunteering now, would you take what I say, make the relevant bits relevant to the people who need to hear it, Father? Yeah, we love you, Father. Thank you for who you are. And thank you that we all get to play and join in with what you're doing. Cool. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Chris and I'm one of the pastors here at Ashford Vineyard. I'm married to the lovely Vicky who has been hosting this morning. So this is part 14 of our life coaching series. That's a lot of life coaching sessions. It was about 4 or 5 months ago, I think, that we introduced you to life coach Larry. And we've talked through all of these topics over that time. And I'm very quickly going to mention to you about Talk Plus. And we would love what we say on a Sunday and what we talk about to make a difference to Monday and the rest of your week. And so we try to make these talks as practical as possible. But you may not know, or you may know and have forgotten, that on our website, if you click on Catch Up, on the top banner at the top and scroll down, there's a Talk Plus section. There you can get all the slides. You can get another shorter video, like an addendum to the talk that we've all done, that just adds some practical applications, some things you can do to try out, to kind of add to what we've spoken about on the Sunday morning. And this is an awesome resource that we would just like to remind you of, share with you. And so go and check that out. During the week, if you've got some time, you could do it on your own. You could get together with some other people, maybe on Zoom or something, and just look at some of those bits and pieces. We would love what is said here on a Sunday morning to impact more than just your Sunday, but equip you for life outside of this building and in the rest of the week as well. So today, as Vic has already mentioned, we're talking about volunteering. And volunteering is one of the ways we talk about being plugged in at Ashford Vineyard. And I could stand here and talk to you all about like the kind of the virtues of volunteering, that it's a great way to meet people, to be involved in something bigger than yourselves, to feel valued and part of a team, build confidence and self-esteem, gain new skills, develop your existing skills, enhance your CV. meet new people, make new friends, and evidence suggests that volunteering can have a positive impact upon health and well-being. But I imagine that most of you know and have heard all that already. And we have loads of ways here at Ashford Vineyard that you can volunteer, that you can get involved, because I believe that you all have something to offer. And the ways that we invite people to volunteer, I'm going to put them up on the screen now. And this is just a point, just like a snapshot of all the ways that you could get involved in volunteering at Ashford Vineyard. And whilst I go on, and maybe you can go back and look at this list, and if you've got anything that you would like to get involved in that's on this list after what I say this morning, then please do email us, phone into the warehouse, and you can email info@Ashford Vineyard, and your email will get to the right place. And we would love for you to be able to give the skills that you have to grow in confidence, to build yourself up by being involved in any of those things and beyond as well. We've already mentioned the reception team this morning who are volunteers, the Renew team who are volunteers. We have an amazing team up in the booth and upstairs in the stream suite who will make these Sunday mornings happen, the car park team, the welcome team. And we would love to invite you this morning to be a part of that. And so I would encourage you to go back to this slide at some point in the week and have a look, spend some time with God and see how you can give of yourself and position yourself. So that was a very brief introduction and overview of volunteering. And you'll think, oh, has he finished? But no, I haven't. As this talk has taken shape and it's had different forms, at some point I was getting videos of people telling us how awesome volunteering is, getting you some stats and quotes. But as I was praying about all of this and thinking about it, everything seemed to boil down to one question that God's been asking me recently. And that is, how and where are we positioning ourselves to show people who God is and to show people that they are loved? God has been speaking to me a lot about this recently, and a lot of it has stemmed from I think most of us, it's safe to say, have had a difficult time at one point or another during this pandemic, this lockdown, and the difficult and different time that we're in at the moment, and the way things have been over the last year or so. And for me, that started to look like possibly even unconsciously removing myself from people, almost sinking back into my introversion, and which is my natural inclination. I suddenly, it was about the time of the Vineyard National Gathering, having heard Pete Gregg's talk and also a guy called Jordan Seng. I'd recommend finding those on YouTube. If you Google Vineyard National Gathering or search for it on YouTube, those talks will be there. And it was about that time, that week, that I suddenly looked back over the previous couple of weeks and realized that I hadn't really been present in the way that I had been previously. I was making decisions and choosing to work from home more often. And when I did come here to the warehouse, I was up in the office. There were so many people coming in and out of the building downstairs. I had no idea who they were and what was going on in their lives. And as I said, I don't think that was even a conscious decision that I did that. I think it was an unconscious one. And the next thing I knew, I disconnected myself. And it was while I was on, I like walking, and increasingly so over lockdown. And so I take myself off into the wilderness of Kent somewhere. And that's often when I hear, for me, God's voice most clearly and hear what he's saying. And it was on one of those walks that I asked myself, Father, I've got this longing to see more fruit and have more opportunity to show people that I'm proud to be a son and proud of who my dad is. And as I prayed that and asked myself that, I felt God ask me a question in a very loving way. And it was this very question. How and where are you positioning yourself? Now, that had quite an impact on me and got me thinking and got me seeking into that a lot more. There's a few journal entries about trying to answer this question. And so it's actually, over the last few weeks, that I've been very much intentional about trying to be present when I am here and with my neighbours and with people in the street that I'm meeting and things like that as well. And that's why I've had the opportunities to pray for the people that Sue's talking about. It's because I've taken the opportunity to position myself in a place that I am present and with people. Now, as you may or may not know, I am a fan of most sports. Will happily watch anything with a football or any kind of ball. But out with my favourites are rugby union and cricket. And one player who plays rugby, who used to play rugby for England, is this guy. This is a guy called Chris Ashton. And as I was thinking about being in the right place at the right time and positioning yourself in the right place, Chris Ashton was your man for that. He played on the wing, which is out on the side somewhere, like along the string of players it eventually gets to him. But he just had this knack of being in the right place at the right time. And he'd always just be at the end of the pass for the last ditch before the try line, and he'd normally celebrate trying a try by diving over the line like that. And he actually went to play in France for a year, and he broke all kinds of records across Europe because of his ability to be in the right place at the right time. And as Eddie Jones, who's the current England coach, put it, he's always was able to sniff out a try. It's a bit like those old school kind of goal hangers in football, your Gary Linekers of the world as well. Those people who are just always in the right place at the right time and get all the glory. And I wonder if maybe volunteering is maybe about us being Chris Ashton and wandering away from where we find ourselves comfortably sitting to be in the right place at the right time, to sniff out a try. So I want to read to you and look at part of the New Testament. It's a part of a letter written by one of the apostles called Peter, who went all over Europe and beyond, like sharing who Jesus was. And this is a letter he wrote from Rome at the time. And would you look at this with me? This is from the Message version. It says, everything in the world is about to be wrapped up, so take nothing for granted. Stay wide awake in prayer. Most of all, love each other as if your life depended on it. Love makes up for practically anything. Be quick to give a meal to the hungry, a bed to the homeless, and do it cheerfully. Be generous with the different things that God has given you, passing them around so everyone can get in on the act. If that's words, let it be God's words. If it's help, let it be God's hearty help. Other translations describe it as help people passionately. That way, God's bright presence will be evident in everything through Jesus. And he'll get all the credit as the one mighty in everything. And that encores to the end of time. Oh, yes. So can you read this couple of words in there with me, this couple of lines that he says, be generous with the different things that God gave you, passing them around so all can get in on it. If it's words, let it be words. If it's help, let it be God's help, God's passion, help people passionately. And I don't think that's an exhaustive list. I think it's the Passion Translation that says, as an example, if it's God's word, let it be God's words. So I'm telling you, you all have something to offer. In this room, at home, watching online, listening on a podcast, whatever, you have something to offer. God didn't create you by accident. He is the King of creation, the ultimate creator. He knitted you together in your mother's womb and knew about you, knew who you were going to be before you were even born. He gave you your own DNA, your own fingerprint, your own gifts, abilities, superpowers. Maybe I've been watching a little bit too much Disney Plus on Netflix. But this list is by no means exhaustive, and you have something to offer. But do you know what that is? And are you positioning yourself in a way that you can use those things that he's given you? There are people out there who need what you have to offer, whether that's the 500 odd families who come to the food bank or Renew for food. And we can offer them so much more, as has been said already. Does your neighbour who could do with a smile, your postman could do with a pick-me-up? Does someone in your street need a knock on the door, a socially distanced chat? Or maybe you could sit in your front garden and have a cup of tea across the road or something. Do they need to go for a walk with someone? The people who are queuing to have their vaccine, maybe they need someone to celebrate with them, to guide them, to smile at them. Maybe you could help bring the kindness revolution by helping us interact with businesses and introducing people across Ashford to 1,000 Hours. Or bring your creativity, IT skills to help us stream AV Sundays and everything else we're doing like this. We need camera people, we need sound people, we need smiley people at the door. You all have something to offer. And as we offer those things, we get to work in collaboration with Jesus. And that way, God's bright presence will be evident in everything through Jesus. And he'll get all the credit as the one mighty in everything. John Wimber, who founded the Vineyard Church, used the term which we still use now, everyone gets to play. God is inviting us into what he's doing and loves it when we join in. And as we step into the practical, we step into the spiritual as well, and it leads into that. And as we've seen through Renew, as we step in to giving someone a food box and being available for them, it gives us opportunity to pray for someone who hasn't had a proper night's sleep in many years. Or someone who has had pain in their right leg for as long as they can remember. And that's really, we've had opportunity for pray for them, and we've seen improvements as we've done that, as they come to get food. As someone has positioned themselves at the COVID testing facility, they've got to pray, and saw days when there was a noticeable reduction in positive tests. As someone who has positioned themselves in the booth up there, they've been involved in reaching people in such a way that they have received freedom from pain, comfort from undergoing a miscarriage, a lift in their mental health. How are you positioning yourself to use what God has given you to bring life and to show people how loved they are? And as we do this, we leave a legacy as well that has an impact far further down the line than we realize. It encores until the end of time. So this morning, I want to issue an invitation to us all. Maybe we need to change our way of thinking. How are we positioning ourselves? Where are we putting ourselves? That we can make a difference and show people a love that they've never seen before and never known before. To show them a Father who loves them dearly. Wow. Even if it feels like your life is going wrong at the moment, your finances aren't where they should be, whatever that means. Your relationship with your husband, your wife, your children are broken. If you're struggling with homeschooling or nailing homeschooling, if you're working from home alone, or if you're still going onto a business site to work, if you have no money, if you're worried about losing your job, if you've got the best job in the world, you're not disqualified from this. Jesus is inviting you right now to look into his eyes. He's offering you hope, a plans to prosper you and not to harm you. He's saying, come with me in this. Position yourself with me in this. I've given you so much and you can offer that to other people. And maybe it's time for you to take a stand and volunteer in such a way that you can bring that, what you have. that you've been given. Bring your superpowers. I believe that coming is a time for us as people who know Jesus and the church to wake up to what's going on around us, to open our eyes, to look out of the window, to get out of our pajamas, shake off any dust that's settled, and let's start running into the plans that he has for us, the future and the hope that he has for us, for our town and for our country. Those famous promises that he has plans to prosper us that were written in the book of Jeremiah in the Old Testament, they haven't gone away. They haven't stopped because of lockdown and COVID. It's time for us to wake up to what's happening, to see what's going on, to take a stand and to make a difference, to be a people that bring hope into situations. And I think us volunteering our time and giving of ourselves is such a vital part in this. So, as we come out of this morning, I just want to encourage you to write that question in your journal, in your book, write it down somewhere. How are you positioning yourselves? Go to God, spend some time with him, and maybe even grab the list of the volunteering opportunities that we have here on your screen and say, where can I give of myself? Where can I position myself to bring life to people? Because you have something to offer. Would you stand with me, please, if you can? And at home as well. As I said, I think this is I know this is a time for us to take a stand, to realize who we are, to get out of our pajamas, shake off the dust, and start running into what God has for us. And if you don't know who Jesus is, if you've never met him or started a relationship with him, then I would love you to take this opportunity. He's reaching out and saying, take my hand. You're not disqualified no matter what situation you come from, where you come from at all. So if that's you this morning, if you want to say yes to a relationship with Jesus, yes to taking his hand for the first time, then that's amazing. I'm going to pray for you right now. So if you put your hands on your heart, and you can pray this with me or in your heart, that's fine. Father, I choose to take your hand. I choose to say yes to you. I choose to know you more and find out more about where you are positioning me. And I'm excited about that prospect and what that will lead to. I give my life to you. Thank you. Amen. Now, if you've prayed that in any way for the first time this morning, then we would love to hear from you. Please let us know on Church Online. You can log in there and someone would love to chat with you. Drop us an email at info@ashfordvineyard.org. Let us know what's happened with you this morning. And for all of us, I just encourage you to, let's go to God this week. Let's find out where he's positioning us. Let's ask ourselves those questions and where he's leading us next, because there's an amazing adventure that waits for all of us. Thank you very much. I'm going to invite Vicky up to round up.
I love it when the speaker always leaves me an iPad. So generous. So we've had a lot going on today. If you want more information about volunteering, then please let us know. Info@Ashford Vineyard, phone us, Facebook us, Instagram us, do whatever works for you. And you might be the person that someone needs to meet. So do get in touch. And with those words that we've had this morning, we had a word about there being lots of coincidences in your life that are probably something to do with God. We had a word about something from the past weighing you down, that it's come up again recently, and God wants to deal with that. And if you've just said that prayer with Chris for the first time this morning, then we would love to meet with you and talk to you. Please email prayer@ashfordvineyard.org or info@, or just anything at ashfordvineyard.org. It will probably come to us. So we would just love to connect with you. Do any of those things. Have a really wonderful week. Find out where God is positioning you. And we look forward to seeing you again next week. Thank you so much. Take care.